Action.
Hi guys, welcome back to CJ's Keto Kitchen. Tonight we're making another fabulous casserole, and it's going to be Philly Cheesesteak Casserole. So come along with me and let's get started. So first of all, if you're new here, welcome. Please consider subscribing and hitting the notification bell. We would like to have you continue to join us for these fabulous recipes and keto conversations. Tonight we are making Philly Cheesesteak Casserole. So Philly cheesesteaks are very near and dear to many people's hearts, and maybe you're missing this on your low carb lifestyle. And so this casserole is a way for you to get all of those flavors, but also miss all of those carbs. It is very simple. It only requires a few steps and a short baking time in the oven, and you'll be like you're right on the East Coast having a delicious sandwich from a food cart that you've always loved. So I'm going to put my thinly sliced steak into my very hot pan. I'm using my cast iron pan, but you can of course use any kind of skillet you want. I have 1.5 pounds of thinly sliced steak, and I am using a combination of both sirloin and ribeye. 1.5 pounds. I would say at this point our steak is about 70% of the way cooked, and so we are going to start adding some additional ingredients. I'm going to be adding some steak seasoning. I'm using Montreal steak seasoning. You can use any kind of steak seasoning that you enjoy. It's basically mostly salt, pepper, and some garlic seasonings. I'm just going to sprinkle some on. I'm also going to add my traditional vegetables. In a Philly cheesesteak sandwich, usually onions, peppers, and mushrooms are what's traditional, but of course use whatever you like. I have 1/2 onion, 1/2 green pepper, and about 6 ounces of chopped regular button mushrooms. So after we get our casserole assembled, we are going to be baking it in the oven for about 20 minutes. You need your oven temperature to be 350 degrees. You're also going to need an 8x11, a 9x9, a casserole dish that is not quite as large as the 11x13 that we're usually working with, or the 9x13. So about this size. Okay, our next step is 2 teaspoons of Worcestershire sauce, and that is going to go into our Philly cheesesteak mixture. And I'm just going to stir that around to evenly distribute it through our mixture. Okay, I am turning off my burner. I am also going to move my skillet to a cool burner. Okay, our heat is off. It's important to note that you don't want to have too much residual juices in the bottom of your skillet, and I do not, because that can tend to make your upcoming casserole watery, and we do not want that. So everything has been absorbed into my meat and my vegetables. The thing that we are going to do is we are going to make our cheese sauce for our cheesesteak casserole. So that is going to require 4 ingredients. So the first thing that we are going to need is 2 regular large eggs, and I'm just going to crack these into the bowl. That's just 2 regular large eggs. I'm just going to whip these up a little bit with my fork just to break them up. Now I'm going to add 1/2 cup of heavy whipping cream. And I'm just going to whisk that around and set that aside. So what we have here is 2 ounces of softened cream cheese. I'm going to add that into our warm steak mixture. Once again, that is 2 ounces of softened cream cheese. I'm using Philadelphia here. How appropriate for Philly cheesesteak. And I'm just going to kind of stir that around into my warm meat and get it worked in. There's nothing super strenuous about this or exact. We're just creating our cheese sauce. And it's helpful to put it, even though it is softened, into our warmed meat. Okay, so we have that all mixed around. So we have our egg and cream mixture here. And to that we are going to be adding 3 ounces of white American cheese. You can add whatever kind of cheese that you would like. American cheese is very traditional in Philly cheesesteak. You could add Parmesan if you wanted, but I'm going to go what is traditional here, and that is 3 ounces, and I've just chopped it up. I found white American just in my deli case. So I'm going to stir that into my mixture, and then I'm just going to pour it onto my steak and vegetables. And then once again, I'm going to use my spoon, and I'm just going to incorporate that into my meat. And it's important that you do this off the heat so that you do not scramble your eggs. You are not looking to cook your eggs. You are looking to provide a base for your sauce with your steak and vegetables. That's why we took our skillet off the heat. Okay, so we have a nice, beautiful glaze on our steak and our vegetables. So now we are going to take our casserole dish that we discussed earlier, and we are going to pour our mixture into our casserole dish. Okay, so we're just going to spread that around evenly. Looks delicious, smells delicious. So now for the final step, before we put this into our oven to bake for our specified time, so we are going to be adding provolone. I just bought mine sliced in the deli. You can also, of course, buy it and slice it yourself, but it's a lot easier if you buy it already sliced. Provolone is extremely traditional in Philly cheesesteak. It is the most traditional of all the cheeses. So I'm just going to be placing slices basically to cover the surface of our casserole. So you can use as much or as little cheese, provolone cheese, that you would like. Because of course we already do have a bit of a cheesy layer going on with our cream cheese and our American cheese. Make sure you take your paper out because you don't want paper cheesesteak. That's not going to be yummy. Okay, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 slices for my particular casserole dish, but it might vary based on your casserole dish and also your love of cheese. I'm extremely cheesy, so that is how many slices that I used. So we are going to put this casserole inside our 350-degree oven for about 20 minutes. It could be a little less, it could be a little more. It depends on your oven temperature and also how dark you like the top of your casserole. So everything is basically cooked in here. So it's just going to allow everything to combine and form into a casserole. So into our oven we go for about 20 minutes, give or take, and I will let you know how long it took for me personally. In we go, 20 minutes. So here she is. I did the 20 minutes at 350 degrees, and then I also broiled the top for 1 minute and 30 seconds. So I'm going to get this out, and as usual with casseroles, I'm going to let it sit for about 10 to 15 minutes before I let CJ eat it, just because it gives it a chance to solidify from baking in the oven. Hi, CJ.
Hi.
Tonight we are having an East Coast classic Philly cheesesteak casserole.
Yeah, looks good.
I know you said you loved a certain cheesecake place in
Yeah,
DC.
cheesecake.
Yeah.
Cheese steak.
Okay, strike that. Cheese steak.
Chewy.
It's cheesy.
I was chewy just because of the steak. It is cheesy, and it is very good. It does taste like a Philly cheesesteak, or at least what I remember Philly cheesesteak tasting like. But of course, without the bread. So you get all the flavors without the carbs from the bread and maybe whatever else they might put in a Philly cheesesteak. But yeah, it's good. Got good flavor. And again, this is a casserole. It'll probably get better as it sits, if it makes it to the next day. But no, it's good. I think people will like this, especially if they've been missing like Philly cheesesteaks or that you know, that flavor profile in their keto lifestyle. Good job, baby. Bye-bye.
Thanks for joining us again tonight, you guys. We hope that you enjoy this recipe as much as we are going to. I love casseroles, and I will continue to make them. Please also consider subscribing, once again, if you are not already, and hitting the bell. A lot of times if you don't hit the bell, you will not be notified when we upload new content, and sometimes we upload our content early, so definitely hit the bell. We have all of our recipes go up on Sundays, and then we also have keto conversations on Wednesdays, and that's where we get together and we discuss different ketogenic lifestyle topics. Sometimes it's food unboxings, sometimes it's what we're eating on this lifestyle, and then other times we're just having general conversation about topics that are relevant to this lifestyle. So definitely join us then as well. We are also on social media. We are on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Pinterest. And there we place photographs of foods that we are currently eating, also recipes that we've made in the past and are re-enjoying, and also people who follow us on those platforms post their photographs and thoughts as well. So definitely join us there. And that is CJ's Keto Kitchen everywhere. If you need any information about this particular recipe, all of the ingredients, the macros, also CJ's follow-up taste test, and also my thoughts on making this recipe, tips and tricks, that is all on our blog, and that is CJsKetoKitchen.com. So definitely head over there. We hope that you'll come back again next time and see us then. And until that time, be well. Bye.